morning, Chatterbox. Good morning. Lucretia, good morning. Sierra, good morning. Christy is Chatterbox, I remember. Morning, morning, morning. Hairspeed 87, good morning, good morning. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning. I got so much on my mind. Good morning, Hairspeed 87. And I forgot your name. I don't know if I ever asked you, but please tell me, because I'll remember after this. Let me turn this around really quick. Kira, oh yeah, you never told me that. I never knew that. Okay, but now I remember. Kate, I don't like my little stand. That's real disrespectful. I'm gonna take it back. I got this little stand for Staples. Good morning, Katie. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So family, I have so much on my mind this morning. Just in reflection, just so much on my mind. So we're going to get into it. But really quick, I want to talk to you about the class that I attended last night. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Aisha Taylor. But I think it's all family in here right now. So I'll just, reintroduce myself as people come in. And honestly, right? Honestly, this morning I was feeling a little, I don't want to say depressed, but I had a touch of hopelessness this morning, just reflecting on some things. And I'm like, man, it's so interesting to me that, we have all of these people doing all of these things, right? Thank you so much for inviting followers, Sierra. And even last night when I came home, I ate some ice cream and I knew I shouldn't have done that. Greatness in you. Hey, Mr. Otis. I really appreciate you joining. Raspy T, good morning. Thank you so much. Antoine Crawford, good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So really quick, guys, I just want to give you a little spin. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. I see that you're going to be in Canada coming up soon. I think I just saw that, right? Good morning, SJ. Good morning. But yes. So, like I said, I was feeling a touch of hopelessness, right? Because the type of person I am, guys, I'm a doer, okay? And I've always been a doer. Even in my fear, I've always been fearless. I'll feel that fear, and then I'll just like, okay, well, go ahead and just jump off that ledge, take that step. And so it's difficult for me to understand why, despite all of the leaders that we have, despite all of, the millions of dollars that the church, or billions of dollars that the church has made, why we're still not moving forward. How is it that it seems like, at the point that we are right now, we're not moving forward? Okay, it's like we're going around in circles, and I just can't understand that. And so I guess my little touch of hopelessness came in because I was reflecting on all the people who say they're doing all of these things in their communities or in their areas, and we're still not progressing. So I was kind of confused. And then for my own personal situation, for those of you that don't know, I call myself right now, I made that up within the last month or so, an educational activist. So if you don't know, I'm originally from Columbia, South Carolina. Air Force veteran, served for 10 years, combat veteran also. I served Iraq and Afghanistan, and I did a tour in Korea, and I'm a single mom of 2 boys, okay? And if you guys, thank you so much, Lucretia, for sharing on Twitter. If you guys know the state of that our society is in reference to our black males and education, it's really important that we pay attention to those things. So just as a black single mom, those are labels in itself. I'm a veteran, a combat veteran at that, but people don't look at me as a combat veteran. Even when I go to the VA, they still prejudge me. And they're like, oh, so where's your husband? Well, guess what? I don't have a husband. I actually did serve him. Okay. So anyway, let me not go off on a tangent, but I'm saying all this to say that what are we doing truly? What are we doing transformationally? I mean, because there's 2 stages in a sense, right? You can think transformationally, but you can also act transformationally. And those 2 have to meet. Okay, we cannot just be one way. And it's just like prayer and faith and different things like that. Listen, faith without actual work behind it, prayer with actual work behind it does not mean anything. It does not mean anything. And I think somewhere I'm just trying to figure out what it is we're missing. What it is, I'm missing. How can I be a better vessel for others? How can I be a better change agent for others? As I stated, for those of you who don't know, I'm also a philanthropist, a missionary. I call myself. I go out here, I take my boys out. We serve the homeless community. I spent a few months working at this one food bank. That was an interesting experience. And oftentimes we just do little missionary things around NYC. But, I'm just trying to figure out, Ivy Cat, good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. What am I missing? Why is it that we're not moving forward as a community, as a society? Why is it that we still have, I won't say failing businesses, but homelessness? Why is our education system still failing? And I just really been thinking about that. As of late, I am currently doing a part of an initiative, a community schools initiative here in NYC, from the parent standpoint or point of view. And I've been really feeling like I have been kind of talking to a brick wall. A lot of people go through the motions. They have these initiatives, they have these movements, and I feel like a lot of people go through the motions and things become political. And when things become political, it's just about checking off some boxes and making them appear to be working or change, and they're really not. Okay, and that's one of the things I really hate about politics, and especially when education is involved. So, I forgot to tell y'all about the class too. So let me scale back. Excuse me. Let me sip some tea and let me scale back. So last night I attended this storytelling, this fundamentals of storytelling course. I go around the city, attend. I'm a part. I won't say a part, but I follow Be Social Change. It's an organization that empowers people to be their change and provide them with the tools and resources they need to be the change and spark change in others. So I attended a class last night at the Center for Social Innovation, and it was just basically addressing some of the issues. Like we told stories. We did this one impromptu thing. Everything is, of course, impromptu, but we did this one thing where we took one personal item and passed it to a Oh, hey, Mr. John. Hey, Mr. John. Oh, thank you. Hey, Mr. John. Oh man, look how I'm smiling. I can't get my life together, so let me get back. Hi. Oh my God, I wish the boys was here. We'll have to get on Unmatched Swag. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. So let me get back into it, because okay, let me get myself back together. So I attended this class, and basically the first thing is we took a personal item and we had to pass it to our left, and everyone came had to tell a story and make that item as if it was their own. Okay, and so I got this lotion, and I told a story about my friend that died from lupus. We were in high school together, and she was like more like my sister, and I was in foster care at that time, but she was the only one that I felt like really treated me like I belonged and didn't treat me like I was an outcast. But I went into the Air Force, and she's supposed to go into the Army, and I think I was stationed in Korea, and I found out she had died. So I didn't get to say my final goodbye. So I took that lotion and I connected it with her. And like high school students, you don't have any money. You go around the mall window shopping or going around the mall to meet other kids. And I just took that story and kind of merged those two together as, just, the whole storytelling thing. And we also did, what else did we do? Oh, we wrote outline for an impromptu. We had to tell a story in 1 minute. So with that, I learned that I have issues with exposition. I give too much exposition. Okay, so and I wasn't the only one. So I wrote a few notes down about it, and I just want to share those with you guys. Let me see. Do do do. Oh, the one of the things is people overuse the words organic and natural. When we every person that spoke or read, they gave feedback. The person gave feedback about themselves, and then we gave 2 points of feedback to that individual. And so everybody was just like, oh, it was just so organic. It was just so natural. And I'm like, what did I miss? So I put that down because that was kind of comical to me that, everybody seemed like they were just like overusing that word. So I put that down. I know that was, kind of funny. But anyway, another great point is, what do you want your audience to walk away with? And I think that's really important. And I wrote that down a few times. And I guess that's with every message that you get. What do you want your audience to walk away with? You want them to walk away transformed and changed and, thinking about you after. Yeah, that's good, right? You want them to think about you after you're gone. You want them to be walking down the street and oh, yeah, I remember that one lady said this at the, you know what I'm saying? You want that. You want everlasting impression. Good morning, bro. Thank you so much for tuning in. You want people to remember you when you're gone. Okay. And that's, you want to start to build that legacy. So I was just really so excited about that class last night. I learned so much about myself, and I learned so much about people because good morning, bro. Good morning. I was just telling them about the fundamentals of storytelling class that I attended last night here in the city, at the Center for Social Innovation. But you learn so much about people, and that when we think that we're so disconnected and we're so different, we're all the same. We all have the same fears. And listen, guys, that I'm in NYC, so the barrage of people, the different variety of people that, thank you so much, bro, for sharing, that I connect with, it's corporate lawyers, property lawyers, it's just so many corporate this and corporate that, Wall Street this. It was so many people. You meet so many different varieties of people here in the city, and we were all the same last night. We were absolutely all the same. So it doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter what your day job is. We were all the same, and that's what I appreciate about this city. And then we had this older lady. She was just amazing to me, and she had this beautiful business. Good morning. Galisha Nova, I think I said that. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. But she had this business card case that was her prop that reminded her of, she was maybe about 60 or 70 years old, that reminded her of the cigarette cases that she had, that her mom used to have when she was younger. And so she took us back kind of on this journey in time. Good morning, Hewer Staffing. Thank you so much for tuning in. And it was just a really powerful thing. C. Septine, good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. Donna 2480, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. But she had this, and she just took us back in a moment in time. And when this lady, like I said, she's 67 years old. She deserves every right, to be here. And she was up there nervous. And so much so we had this little footstool, and she stepped behind the footstool and analyzing that situation, the speaker, the host of the class, she was basically saying that you put yourself behind that stool and you devalued yourself to, the level of a stool. And I was like, man, that's so much power. That was so much power for me. And we don't oftentimes think that we automatically devalue ourselves, and we need to know that we have so much. And I guess that's me speaking to myself right now. So I guess that kind of removes my hopelessness, because oftentimes in this world, guys, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel I devalue myself because of what society is saying about me. And I spoke about this before, of all the things when I was in the military, from my childhood, when I was in foster care, I kind of went from one system to another. And so being in foster care, I felt that started my life off in rejection, because I could not understand what it was about me that made me, be rejected by my own family. How crazy is that? Can you imagine as a child going through life thinking that the world hates you? Can you imagine that? And so that's how my life was, right, Sierra? And I thought, I was like, man, I don't understand. I keep hearing people call me ugly. I keep hearing people call me all these things, and I don't know how to change it. Like, I was just born like this. So how are y'all upset with me for being born the way that I was born? Like, I don't know. And as a child, especially when you don't have anybody to nurture you and mold you and validate you, it's a crazy thing. So that in turn made me go through life making these moves and just living my life based on somebody else's need of me. Thank you so much, SJ. So much. Thank you. And then I went into the military 2 weeks out of high school. From foster care, I went into the United States Air Force 2 weeks out of high school. Okay? And that was a whole nother thing. Right? And as it's just so crazy. It's just so crazy. And I'm so grateful to God today. We have to live our lives and stop letting the government trying to tell us what to do. Okay. But, it's just, I'm not sure. That's a whole nother thing also. But as I went into the United States Air Force, it was some things in that I didn't understand. And again, when I thought that I was being a part of this brotherhood, sisterhood, thank you. This brotherhood, this sisterhood, there were some things in there that I didn't even know they disliked. Like, for instance, and I talked about this some maybe a month or so ago, but we had this regulation, and Katie can attest to this. We had this regulation where we, our hair could not be more than 3 inches in bulk. Okay, and we couldn't. It was just so crazy. It was so crazy, and I didn't know that it was teaching me to hate myself. Okay, we couldn't wear braids. There's certain things that we could not wear because they were considered faddish. As a black, it wasn't for anybody else. Who else hair bulk up but black women, right? And so we had these regulations, and we didn't even realize we were so conditioned to hate ourselves and dislike ourselves, and we thought that the military absolutely is something serious, and we thought that we were serving for the world. Like, I felt like I was patriotic. You understand what I'm saying? But I didn't know that this war wasn't for me. It wasn't my war. Like, I wasn't fighting for my family and my freedom. I wasn't. And I didn't know that until I came back and after serving, like I said, Iraq and Afghanistan, after serving a year in Korea, after getting out and I didn't get any services. Okay. Yep. I was in almost 10, and I didn't get any services. Okay, I didn't get any, like, I was rejected. I suffered from, or faced homeless. I was homeless, my children and I. The benefits, the resources, all those things, once I got out of the military, Miss Matt, good morning, thank you so much for tuning in. It was done. Nobody cared about anything. Okay, you're just a regular black woman, single mom, so you fall in line where you will. Okay, you don't have, good morning, thank you so much. You don't have, are you abusing drugs? No, I'm not abusing drugs. Okay, have you suffered from? It seems as if nothing has changed. Are you suffering from domestic violence? No. Okay, are you suffering from alcoholism? No, I'm not. Okay, well, we can't help you. Okay, and so, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, well, I could get some government assistance, so let me at least go apply for these benefits, and, that'll help me until, I figure out things. They're like, no, you make about $100 over the limit, $100 over the federal poverty line, so you can't get any of these benefits. So it's a constant battle to me, and Lucretia, I'm not sure if she's still on, but today is International Women's Day, and she actually was talking about just probably, I bet that you're stronger now than you was back. I am. Yes. I am stronger now than I was back then, because I had to discover some things about myself that I didn't know. I didn't understand. I didn't understand. And I had to remove all of those labels. And that's why I talk so much about self-reflection and just removing all the labels and the constraints that the world has put on you, and get back to building that relationship with God. It's really essential. And I don't care what society says and what all these whatever. Listen, I don't have time for that. But I know what I know, and I know the provisions and the manifestations that God has made in my life. Okay, so I act and move accordingly. That's why I always will be an obedient servant. And if you allow the world to tell you that serving is it's just really not. Okay, because we need more people with an attitude of servitude. Okay, and giving back. And I try not to get on Jesus, but there is so many lies that we've been told, so many deceitful things about our history. We've been spoon-fed lies. Oh, I know. I'm excited about it. I'm so excited about it, Sierra. I can't wait. But there are so many deceitful things and lies that we've been told, and we just have to be mindful. We need to uncover our own truths. We need to uncover our own truths, investigate. It's going to take some time. I've been doing the reconditioning of my life, and I wanted to actually read something with you guys, to you guys. I'm always reading different things, and as I was reading last night, I was like, I'm going to share this morning, but I'm reading a few books right now, but one in particular, I wanted to read the Willie Lynch letters, okay? And I just wanted to share the mentality or the ideology, of these letters with you guys, okay? So let me go back, because it's just really deep. So please just bear with me, and I want you guys to listen to this. And it's so true to everything that is going on right now. Most definitely great lessons. Thank you. But I just want to read this and share this. Bricka Brat, good morning. But this is called ultimate Negrophobia, okay? And this is the Willie Lynch letter, How to Make African American Slaves for 1,000 Years, okay? Because if you're on this scope right now, a part of this society, and you don't think that slavery is no longer here, then you are sadly mistaken. We're in a different, in the most powerful form of modern day slavery ever. And if we don't wake up and educate ourselves and seek wisdom and knowledge, then we're going to continue on this path, and we're just killing off our children right now. Okay. And I really encourage you guys to wake up at this very moment, because it's not a game, and we have to stop pretending that we are making change. We have to stop pretending that we're going through the motions, and not actually making the steps to move forward for us to go through to make change. I think I just said that all wrong, but we just have to do that. We have to wake up. And we need to educate ourselves and stop believing the lies and stop believing the hype. So really quick, I want to read this. So this is called ultimate Negrophobia, okay? And it says, it's a strange disease. It will make you hate yourself. It will cause you to think that anything that has African American origin is less than perfect. Hate is like cancer. It results in a malignant evil that corrodes slowly and fatally, and causes people to cross the color line, okay? If not physically, then mentally, right? Because so think about us, right? Have we not been taught to hate ourselves all these years? Everything that's black is wrong, okay? It's still here. Everything that's black is wrong. We've been taught to hate ourselves. Okay, we don't even associate ourselves with our own people. We don't even spend our money with our own people. Anytime our own people sell something or do something, guess what we say? Oh, that's too much. Who that nigga think he is? Come on now. We say it. That's the mentality we have. Even if we don't say it, we still operate as if it is so. Right? So, okay, so let's get into this. The disease will drive black men to seek white women. Okay. We talk down to each other all the time. We don't support. Chuck, what's up? We don't support each other. None of that. Genuinely, we don't support each other. We don't. Okay, so let's get into, okay, the disease will drive black men to white women, right? Every time a black man chooses a white woman, he is saying above the threshold of consciousness, white women present the exceptional beauty never before conceivable. Below the threshold of consciousness, the black man is saying that the black women are not good enough. Step back. I'm the man. Okay, it will make blacks to boast about having grandparents with blonde hair and blue eyes. It will give way for blacks to mention their grandmother had long Indian hair. It will cause white flight from bad black neighborhoods and schools. Come on, guys. Now, see, how many, and I've talked about this also, how many people, black people, as soon as they make it big, or make it, or get, settled, or, some kind of money, or whatever the case, they immediately move from their neighborhoods, from where they were from. They immediately move, okay, to quote unquote white neighborhood, right? Suburbia, yep, and they completely forget about where they came from. And they don't take any of their money or their resources or their connections and put it back into the black communities. They don't rebuild anything. We go out to the Hamptons, like what? We can't even get into their country clubs. Why are you moving somewhere to where, you can't even get into their country club? I don't understand that. Okay? I don't understand it. They met their quota already for diversity. So, what are we doing here? And it's truth. And see, these are the things we need to really, really get to the truth and understand the plans of the enemy and the strategies. We need strategies to fight this war that we're in right now, but nobody wants to listen to this. Yeah, they changed all around and they completely forget. They're no longer black. Anything they can do to not appear black, that's what they do. Okay? And it's deeper than changing your hair. It's deeper, and that's what I think I made a Instagram post about this a couple of weeks ago. But natural to me is deeper. Okay, it's deeper than changing your hair or changing your clothes. It's deeper, and people don't even know what natural is anymore. Some will even sell out others to yes. So, and that's what we do, But see, like look at the scope numbers. Nobody don't want to hear about this. Nobody wants to hear about this because it will severely burst a bubble in their reality, in their lies. Okay, nobody wants to hear about that because I'm convinced that people really don't want change. They want to talk about it. They want the effects of change, but they don't really want change because true change, it takes work. Transformation takes work. Transformation is going to cause you, true transformation will challenge you to get down in the trenches and get down in places where people don't want to be. Okay, people don't want to be there. Because it's not pretty. And when you're talking about truth and true transformation, people don't want to hear that. Because it challenges you to step outside of yourself and your comfort zone and all the things that make you who you think you are. Okay? So let me read some more. It says also it will cause a black person to decorate their yards. And how many people, and this is why I get in on Christianity also, it will cause a black person to decorate their yards with white Santa Clauses and white nativity scenes at Christmas and send white character Christmas cards to their friends. It will cause blacks to buy white dolls for their children. It will cause a black woman to go to the Korean-run beauty supply stores and buy fake hair and blonde weave just to have a bit of whiteness. Okay? Thanks for joining. Nigrophobia has caused 28 million light-skinned blacks to cross the color line and become so-called white. Okay? Look around at the curly-headed people with wide gaps between their front teeth. This is called the Willie Lynch Letter, How to Make African Americans Slave for 1,000 Years. I'm reading the Willie Lynch Letter, How to Make African American Slaves for 1,000 Years. Okay? So, let's see. Okay, it says there are even hair straightening products for so-called, buy it and download it from Kindle, from Amazon. Right, Chuck? There are even hair straightening products for so-called white people. 20 years ago, any curl in the hair meant person with Negro ancestry. Today, it means naturally curly hair. Flat noses and large lips. Most definitely the government is trying to keep us down. And I really believe that. And it's designed to. And that's why I'm reading this. Because if you read this, and really that's what I'm saying, investigate our history. Not the history that we were taught in schools. Okay? If you really connect with who we truly are, you'll see that they have always devised a plan for us not to succeed. You got to think, just only a few hundred years ago, we were not even considered a human. Okay? Even if you look at the black women's hood. Yep. Their makeup makes them look white. That's what the contouring is about. That's what the contouring is about. Okay? You got to look like you got fair skin. Like you're pure. All right? But like I said, this scope will not be televised. Okay? This scope will not be the ones that people tune into, because nobody really wants to talk about truths. Everybody wants to pretend like, you know, he is going to destroy everyone. He is going to destroy everyone. Because we're going through the motions. We're going through the motions. We're going through the motions, and we're absolutely not making any changes. How many of us give back to our community? How many of us actually do things outside of what the church tell us to do as far as humanitarianism? How many people do that? How many people actually, they're all crap and they're all paid off. And let me tell y'all, if you guys connect with or have ever seen Dr. Umar Johnson, or if you haven't, you know, connect with him. Go to YouTube, go to Instagram, connect with him. But he made this statement that said, if voting would actually change anything, it will be illegal. And it is the very truth. Okay, let me tell you, Dr. Umar Johnson, yes, it is absolutely part of the plan to have a one world government. Yep. But guys, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what we fail to do as a society, as black people. Listen, we only vote in the primary elections for presidential candidate, right? We don't vote in the general election. We don't vote to select these people. We don't even know who's in the House and the Senate. We don't even know who's in the House and the Senate from our state. We don't follow any of these smaller elections. We miss out on the things where they're voting on little specific things for our particular communities. We don't think about any of those things. Oh, you follow him? But you really have to go and dissect these lies that we've been told, right? We have to. Because we have been taught to hate ourselves. We have been, okay? Hey, girl. Hey, sissy. How are you? I'm glad. Yes, you have to open your eyes and educate yourself. And I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad. So let me see what else. I'm not going to read. Let me read y'all good. They actually wrote a letter to, Americans. Oh, this is what I'm going to read. Okay. So really quick, I'm going to give y'all this, right? To tell you the truth, the world want. Yes. Come on. I know, Donald. Okay. I know. Yes. That's true. They want the world at a certain number. So all of these things, and it's not conspiracy. It's not conspiracy. It's actually truth. And you know what's so crazy? That we're so blinded. Right? That these people, they are putting the information out there for us. Okay? They're putting the information out there for us, and we're still not seeing it. It's hiding in plain sight. We don't read, even in the cartoons, series, even in some of these TV shows, they're desensitizing you. It's a plan, okay, to desensitize you to the things that they're doing, so that when they actually come out with it, it's like, oh, okay, well, it doesn't matter. We already showed that. Oh, we already seen that. I saw that years ago. And I'm just like, wait a minute. So you saw this and you knew about this and you didn't act, or you didn't say anything, or you didn't think that it was important to bring this to somebody's attention. But we've been desensitized to so much. So let me read this, and I'm not going to read any more of this book, but I want you guys to go and download it. And you know, it's gonna have you on a roller coaster, emotional roller coaster. But listen to this, right? So really quick, it said, slave owner Willie Lynch delivered a speech to slave owners during the 1600s, outlining 3 ways to keep slaves in line, right? He shared with other slave owners the developmental psychology needed to keep the Negroes in line. He said that if these tactics were used, the effects would last for hundreds of years. They were. So get ready for this, right? Jesse Ventura Consistency Theory on YouTube. I will check it out. I will most definitely, right? So here's it. Okay, they were, right, pit men against women. Pit men against women. This is written now. Willie Lynch, 1600s, right? Pit men against women. Are we not in that space? Okay. How many times a day do you hear black women man bashing? Okay. How many times do you hear black women saying, I want a good man, but there are none out there? Okay. Black men come in last place and seem to be on the media's hit list, white men's hit list, and black women's hit list, right? Slimtown 333, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Okay, so think about that. Now, the second one is pit old men against young men. If you guys, let me talk about, thank you so much for inviting followers. I really appreciate that, Denise. But okay, so let's go back to the black men and the black women thing, right? It is unfortunate, and I wish I had known, because I am guilty, and I'm going to be completely honest and transparent with you. Absolutely guilty. Okay, of you know, man bashing. I'm guilty, but I changed that. I have not been like that, but I was in that state of mind because there were a lot of things that I didn't understand. A lot of things that I didn't understand just from my upbringing and from my life, because of how I grew up and how I won't say raised. Tosh to go. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. I learned everything that I know now through trial and error. I didn't have, like I said, I was in foster care, grew up in foster care. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Grew up in foster care, and then I in turn went into, you know, the Air Force, and yeah. So that was a whole nother thing. But, so I was kind of angry. Okay. And they kept telling me I was angry. So it made me even more angry. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm not even angry. I'm not, right? I know I'm excited about the book too, right? And I was just like, I'm not even angry, but you keep telling me I'm angry. It makes me angry. Like, why do you want me to be angry? I'm not angry, you know? And just those things, you know, we have so many stereotypes to face as a black woman. And then, you know, when I you know, thought I was in love, and, you know, I had my first child, and I thought everything was going to be okay. And then I got left, and I was the one that was working. I can laugh about this now, but I was the one that was working, okay? And it was so crazy. It was so crazy, y'all. Yeah. I got left. I got cheated on and left. Yeah. True. Yes. July 4th, 17th, most definitely. And we signed up on that, but we're also a corporation, but nobody wants to talk about that either. United States of America Corporation. That is owned by, you know, I ain't gonna get too deep. We can talk, Donald. I ain't gonna get too deep. But yeah, you know, so you get all these constraints, and then you hear the world telling you, I only had, this is my second cup today, Chuck, but I had moringa tea that I drank, and then I have, I'm drinking this chamomile tea right now. But yeah, so you had the world telling you that the black man is this horrible thing, and and all they meant for is jail, blah blah blah. So you getting those seeds planted in you, and you don't realize. So you're actually feeding into that as a black woman, right? Because like, I can't stand this, and everybody around me is kept telling me, girl, you need to get you a white man. You drinking coffee today? It's okay, sis. I'm with you. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Okay? And everybody's like, well, you just need to get you a white man, because if you're looking for a black man to give it to you, then you're not going to get it. And I'm just like, what? I'm just like, dang, that's you know, and I started believing those things. And I'm so grateful to God that, you know, I just released all of those things. I released all of those things. And you know that he was. Oh, no. This was old, sis. This is old. I'm just sharing like old stuff. Yeah. Not at all. Okay. Yes. Like, people are so clueless. You think they would have let somebody who's actually going to change something in the White House? No. Okay? Chuck, what? Chuck, what you talking? Chuck. Let me sip this tea. Okay? So, yes. It's true, Chuck. It's true. So anyway, right? So, okay. So that's enough on black men and people don't want change. Yes. Come on, sis. That's exactly what I was saying. People don't want change. They just want to act like we do. They want like on social media. You know, we got social media now. So everybody can have a platform. Okay. Everybody can have a platform. You know, everybody can, you know, put on some makeup and do all of this extra stuff and make themselves appear to be something that they're not. Valerie, good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. And it's just insane, you know. And so now that everybody has this, you know, they can get their instant gratification and their 5 minutes of fame. That's what everybody's doing, right? And pretending. They're charging people. Like, why are you charging somebody to give them information, stuff that's all already out online? And it's just crazy. I am feeling better. I am. I actually took a weekend. A lot of people are scared of the government. Yes. True story. But you know, I am feeling better. But I actually this weekend I flew down to Charlotte and you know, had like a brain break. Okay, and got some clean air, some real foliage going on. All right, and came back here, and I'm back like this. But let me tell you another thing that I also did. Last night I didn't like truly investigate it, but I was like, I should go ahead and pull up the air quality. Yeah, it's crazy. But I pulled up the air quality for NYC, and it's horrible. Okay, it's unhealthy. I had no idea. We do need to have a voice and stand up for what's right, but we do not do that. We are being just brainwashed on so many levels with all of these rappers throwing money at strippers and, you know, just so many different things. Like, and it seems like to me, like black men hate us, and you for a black woman, right? Complacent, right? It seems like. And I don't know, like especially being here in NYC, I feel like I've experienced more racism here in the city than I have when I was down south. And I say that, and I know I've said this before, but I say that because you get racism from all angles, okay? I don't tolerate none of that. I'm just playing. We do allow it to happen. We do it. Yep. We do. A lot of it is our fault. And we get into these relationships, okay? And we get into these relationships and we allow men to use us and be the other woman and all of these things. We absolutely devalue ourselves, and it's just unbelievable. But I don't know. I